Wow, man, the past couple days were pretty wild. I've basically shared 2 guides every single day for Enshrouded, covering pretty much everything you need to know to get started with the game, from core mechanics to advanced tips and tricks. There's still a ton to talk about though, and I can't wait to share even more content with you guys in the future. But today I wanted to do something a little bit more relaxed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in today's guide I got you covered, as we're gonna check out 8 amazing building blocks which you can start picking up early game to make your base look so much better. And while we're at it, why not also do a little base tour, because some of you guys asked for that, so let's get right to it. Alright, so here it is, my cozy little house, with also a small watchtower, so you can quickly get upstairs and use your glider to fly to distant lands. But yeah, I've basically used this build for a pretty long time now, which I think is big enough, have everything inside we need. We have the blacksmith right here, we've got the farmer, the carpenter, the alchemist, as well as the archer. And they also have all their processing stations, basically, with also a chest. So this chest basically corresponds with everything we need for the blacksmith. This chest corresponds with everything we need for the carpenter. So this one primarily contains the blocks which we're going to hunt for today, like the limestone and the half-timbered block. While I also think the luminescent block, the metal block, all these, they just look amazing. So there we have the alchemist. I also place all the magic stuff in there. So I think without any labels right now, it's so much easier to organize your loot just like that. And oh yes, we still have to air that video for the Guard of the North set, which is coming up very soon. If you still need amber or glass, by the way, be sure to check out my guide at the top right of the screen. It's a humble, small, yet practical base, I would say. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments down below. And of course, if you have a cool one to share yourself, be sure to share it in the Discord, which you can find in the description. But yeah, that is it. My little humble base, which I think has a perfect location to farm for pretty much anything in the world as well. It's pretty close to the Ancient Spire Springlands quick travel, as well as that of the Revel Woods. To the northeast right here, we also have the Imperial Gardens with the first big boss, let's say, but also the Ancient Spire Nomad Highlands and everything else more to the east. But guys, seriously, I can't stress this out enough. You want to have a quick travel on the Pillars of Creation, as this allows you to basically visit any corner of the world in no time. We can easily just glide hundreds of meters. Anyways, let's focus on that first building block, which you can find very close to the Ancient Spire Springlands fast travel. For this one, you just want to jump down right here and deploy your glider and fly straight to the north. I picked this one very early game, but it's also super easy to miss. Let's clear this waypoint right here because we have to visit the Hidden Tomb. It's very close to the spire, only a couple hundred meters to the north of it. But if you go all the way down into this system, you can find all sorts of loot. But if you walk around and get basically to the center of this crypt, this is where you will find a little grave. If you interact with that, look at that, you will unlock the bone block. This one now becomes permanently available at the workstation. So if we get back to the workbench, you can find it on the very top for 10 bones. So be sure to not get rid of all your bones at the grinding stone. Anyways, next up we have that half-timbered block, for which you're gonna need both wooden logs and lumps of clay. I think this is one of the most amazing looking ones, which I also happen to use on my own build because, I don't know, it just looks a little bit medieval and blends in very nicely with some tar blocks, which I use for my build as well. For this one, you want to quick travel to the Ancient Spire of Revelwood. Then we're gonna jump off and deploy our glider, glide towards the southwest. As inside this little forest, you should be able to find a camp. I think it's called Hunter Camp. Carpentry camp, there we go. So it's also pretty close to a flame shrine right here, but this is basically where you will find the block in Diadwin. There are some pretty annoying piggies right here, but after you've taken those down, you basically want to move to this particular chest, which can be found right there on the Diadwin marker, basically. If you interact with it, look at that. This is where you can pick up the half-timbered block. I already did this earlier, but if it respawns, you can pick it up once again, or with clay and wood, craft as many of them as you like. Next up, we have a pretty cool limestone block, but this one can be found like pretty far in the world, for which I very much recommend that quick travel at the Pillars of Creation. You're also going to need quite some stamina to make this gliding trip, but you're basically going to fly to the edges of the world in the south. Well, this is basically where we're headed, to Surat's Rest. Run all the way to the back right here. And this is where you will find a pretty small house. I'm going to show it on the map in a second. But run all the way to the end right here. Use your grappling hook, and this is where you will find a chest. Already opened as well. So this is basically where you want to be. The very southeastern part of this little island in the desert biome. If we interact with the chest, well, check it out. We get our hands on that sweet limestone block. Voila, that's the third one for this guide already. Let's move on to the next one, for which I still have to do a quest. So I haven't seen this one yet myself. Amazing. I love surprises. This quest is called Mixed Stones, for which we have to go to the Ruined Bridge. This can be found south of the Ancient Spire Nomad Highlands. So this will be the perfect place to deploy your glider and fly towards it. Oh man, the sun is such a beauty right here. But here we are, 59 meters at the spot. So I'm kind of curious. Maybe we can already find it right here. So this is where we have a little secret chest downstairs. Prayer of the Flame Scroll. Let's go. Some pretty sweet loot, but that's not it. But yeah, you want to be a little bit careful for these fellas, as they can hit pretty hard. But I just found a grappler hook right here, so I'm kind of certain that it's gonna be around these parts, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Oh yeah, baby, regular stone block. There we go. Ooh, look at that. So this one only cost 15 stone. I think just perfect for all the stone which we've already harvested. Wow, man, you can definitely make some sweet medieval buildings with this, like castles. Next up, let's check out Emily Frey's Tavern. Ooh, this one seems to be pretty far away near Brittlebrush. We're gonna have to travel all the way to the east of the map to the desert. So if you're not yet ready for this zone or simply don't want to get spoiled for Le Desert, just click away. But yeah, from this quick travel, the Ancient Spire Kindle Wastes, you should be able to find this one pretty quickly. If you're not geared up yet and still want to try it, I'm gonna show you a checkpoint, so don't worry about dying. I love these guys. Anyways, here we are, pretty close to the town right now. But be sure to pick up this checkpoint, ladies and gentlemen, to the southern part of this village, as right now we arrived at Brittlebush. But here we go, we've got the faraway Frey Tavern. Oh, wait a second. We're gonna give this guy some surprises. Kablamo. Wow, a lot of bad guys right here. I think it's definitely safe to just stay upstairs, as, yeah, I think this is also where we need to be. So we can open up the door right here. And here we go. I think this is going to be the chest. We're gonna need a lockpick for it. And there we go, the Desert City Wall. So if I open up the map, you basically want to search for Faraway Frey Tavern with the F right on top of us. That's basically where you want to be to pick up this sweet epic looking block. The next quest is called Fortification. Obtain a castle wall stone block from the mining rift. I know where this place is, so there we go. If we zoom out a bit, it's basically southeast of the Imperial Gardens, where you have to deal with Pike. I also have a quick travel right there, which I think makes picking up tin so much easier. Just perfect for this quest. We can easily travel to it. And wow, man, I think I can already spot it from here. I mean, is it right there at the crane? No way. GG! Castle wall stone block. Let's go! This also unlocks the secret castle door at the Carpenter. But I can't wait to make an epic base with this. Anyways, since we are here, guys, be sure to pick up some tin at this spot with all the little bugsters flying around. But it's an amazing farm. A tower to the stars. Explore the area around the tower and find the building blocks to unlock more materials. So that is basically at the Fansong Frontier. Set as waypoint, which is also very close to my base. GG. So we just want to search this area, right? It's close to the tower, apparently. This is also where you'll find the saw blade, by the way. And, look at that. A nice lady. Okay, it's total chaos right here. So So we basically want to use our grappling hook, get all the way to the top of the tower. If we open up the map, it's right here, right in between the Fansong Frontier icon and the Cloverbrook Farm. So if we interact with the chest... Oh, wait a second. This is not it. Oh, look at that. I think this is where you want to be. At the very bottom, basically, as you will have a secret chest right there with the Citywall Block. Let's go. So the Citywall Block is actually pretty easy to make. You only need stone and dirt for that, while the Castle Wall Stone Block is pretty much the same. All of them pretty easy to get your hands on and cheap to build. So I'd say let's start building. You know what? Let's quickly cover the Luminescent Blocks as well, as it's possible that some of you guys haven't seen my previous guides in which I talk about this one. While Enshrouded blocks are, I think, also pretty amazing to make. Same counts for the tarred straw block. I think it's going to be epic if you build a Viking village with this one. But stone shingle is already going to be amazing for that as well. So for the luminescent blocks, I think the best farm would be to go to the abandoned hunter camp. As covered in my previous mining guide, in which I share all the essential resources you want to pick up early game, especially amber and bronze, well, this is where you can find it. The cave system is basically filled with luminescent growth, so this is the perfect place to mine a couple of these resources and craft the blocks. Important to know is that you need 5 for each block, so it's pretty expensive, while I think it's one of the absolute best looking building blocks. As, I mean, if we look at the floor of my base, it just makes everything light up in the darkness. Even during the day, this gives a pretty sweet look. I don't know, I absolutely love it. Alright, so there you have it, 8 amazing building blocks to get your hands on as quick as possible. Especially the half timbered blocks, the luminescent blocks, as well as the Castle Wall stone blocks are my absolute favorites. I'd love to hear what your favorite blocks are. Be sure to let us know in the comments down below. And maybe you found an even cooler block, which is also worth talking about. So be sure to share that, maybe also on the Discord. Wow, look at this. Secret castle door, secret basement door, stone door, and a secret wooden door. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, a big thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button if you found this video helpful. And yes, subscribe for more, as plenty more Enshrouded is coming your way. Right now, it's 4 AM out. I want to wish you an amazing day. I'll check you in the next video or live stream. Peace.